An average one person look at Igede person as his brother or sister. Exactly. But an average Igede person, sorry for no, they don't look at us as
a brother.
No.
At all.
They
see, look at you as an outsider.
So as we were saying before, all the proto-Idoma people all lived in a place known as Kwararafa Empire for a very long time. Then after the fall of Queen Amina, the Kwararafa Empire failed. And then a lot of rivalries. Small people began to fight for the position to obtain chieftaincy seats from each other. So there were a lot of skirmishes here and there, people running. But the actual migration pattern started around 11th century. The Igedes, the Ago, and Lokwe, now known as Okoga, you are the first set of people that left the Kwararafa Empire. And you know that time the movement was towards the south, where there was a relative peace. So they also left because of trans-Saharan slave trade that was ongoing that time. So two factors. The rivalry wars, then the fear of being captured and sold as slaves. The left was Ida. The Igede people settled with the Ora people, as having Ora people as their neighbors. They stayed there for a very long time, and there was relative peace within that axis. But they later left that place because of a small problem that because of over dispute. An Ora woman was helping an Igede woman to bring water from the stream, and the water pot got broken. And the Igede woman insisted that the same water pot must be produced. The Ora people wanted to give them a new water pot. They said no. The woman said that she liked that one very much. Before you know it, the Igede youths began to make trouble with the Ora people. I know Ora people were the majority. And because of that, they have to move from that place towards this side here. And in those days, there were a lot of movements here and there because of rivalries. I want to become chief. After the death of any king, there used to be a problem with somebody trying to attain to the throne. It's also because of the movement that time. So according to history, they moved with other group. That is this group, Ucheche.
Yes.
Ucheche was the proto-father of Igede people who gave birth to Agba. And Agba eventually gave birth to about 14 children, including Oju. I know Oju people, their seed is putting the fatherhood of Ucheche as regards to Oju. But yet, Oju is still part and parcel of the 14 clans. They are considered of Igede. So they moved from Aura to Ida. From Ida towards Ankpa. From Ankpa, they came and settled at a place as Boju, beside the Ogoli River, where they can take water. And then from this, the movement in those days is like a wave. As they settled there, they saw another wave of people say, hey, they are coming, no. They moved. Eventually to Ukoklo here, to go here, look at the Ukoklo stream here. So that they can take the water from Ukoklo and Ike stream. Ukoklo and Ike stream, they are together.
Yes.
So they never touch each other, but they are still there. Even they were there for a very long time. No wonder some people trace the origin of Igede to Oboju.
Say Oju people. Local government here.
Yes, they say Igede, the Oju people are from Oboju. So you have never heard that. This is the reason why. And it's not, historically, it's not even wrong. Not that they are Boju people.
Yes, but they settled there.
They settled there.
At the initial
Yes.
time they were moving.
After the Ora, the first resettlement of Igedes was the Boju, near River Ogoli, then to Koklo here. Koklo here was a short sojourn. They didn't stay long. Then when the Oju people saw the two coming, they give the way to them to leave to go and settle at Ebologba here in Otukpo again.
Yeah.
Ebologba is here. And what is Ebologba? It's a type of tree that used to grow beside the river, that small stream there, towards Ogome. No wonder in years back, the Otukpo people were picking up this is a tripod stone that belongs to Igede, digging it from the ground that time because of their sojourn there. Then they moved to another stream known as Akpo Igede or Pa Igede, which people call Akpo Igede now, the Oju people. And when they also saw the wave of the Ito again, they moved forward to give way to the Itos. Then the Ito people settled with the children of Idumoga. You see, it's Idu that gave birth to Oga. And that is what they call Idumoga now. Yes. If you go to Itapa, Okpoko and others, you see traces of you hear of Eke. All the Idumoga names are still there. There are some remnants of those people there that say they will not leave that place.
They still stay within the Igede settlement.
Yes, they have been assimilated by the Igede culture. They are now part and parcel of Igede. Yet they know their identity. And then you can say that, and then the Oju people, they still move forward to meet the Ojigo people of Edmoga. They move on. And then if you are going to Igede, just before Ega, you see a symbol there where they wrote Achumode, Edmoga. That is the people that decided to settle with the Igede people, to become part and parcel of the Igede people. They are still there. So to say that the Igedes are not Idoma is not really true because, okay, take for instance, they will say Adam, his father, Enem, his mother, Onyinem, that is yes, my brother or my sister. See, they have these traces of the remnant of the Idoma language in them, and then the culture. And then in those days, it looks as if there was a vacuum around this Idoma area. It was like a vacuum. So it attracted and then full of forest. So it became a hidden corridor for the people running from one problem or the other. And then come and settle. And then there's this force, a mysterious force of attraction. Whether it could be language, I don't know. But these forces attracted so many Idoma people to settle here today.
Associated with peace as well.
Yes, peace, and then a hiding place, and then very fertile farming land. And from the oral tradition, we learned that the Idoma, the general group, came from Kwararafa, Juku. And they say that there is Idoma pepper. It has become a very big tree now. It's still standing in Chikunde. And if you go to Chikunde, they know that they know the Idoma people as their brothers. But they have this oneness is there. The unity is there. Even the Gbaji people, they call Gwari now. We came from the same place, origin. The language differentiation is because of their geographical location. Living with the Hausa people, so a lot of Hausa words had gone into the original Idoma language. And the same thing applies to these Yala people. These Yala people, Yala actually came from they came from Otukpo here, left Otukpo to have children. I had an Igede woman who they were speaking in Otukpo Idoma to the woman, and to the children, and Igede woman was speaking Igede to the children. So the combination of the two now has become the Yala language. And in the Yala culture, if you are not from Ode clan, you will not be their chief, their king. They know it. So the Idoma, and if you go to Wamba, somewhere around Wamba now, we have the Idoma group there. And another community in Ghana, known as Wa village, they speak Idoma there. They have the documentary of that place. What is the meaning of Wa? Is come and settle with us. Their culture, the food they eat, the same thing with Idoma people. The difference is the dialectical variation because of the long separation. So a lot of Ghanaian element has gone into their language. That's just the truth.
Thank you so much for the explanation. There is another thing there again that people complained of when the Igede say they are not from the Idoma extraction. If you go to Obi or Uju now, the two local governments that make up the Igede, the names we are bearing here, the Idoma people are bearing. If you go to Igede land, you will hear Ode, Ogbole, and so many other names like that. The Ocheche, you say to be the father of Igede, the father of Agba. In Igede now, Ocheche is also an Idoma name. Why these similarities?
Actually, just like the black people that were sold into slavery to America, some of them can never trace their origin back to Africa again. You know, a lot of assimilations are taking place over there. But the origin is always with them. It's in their blood. So those names were actually Idoma names because of there are two factors there. First of all, the original Proto-Idoma blood in them, and then the oral history told to them by their proto-fathers that they remember, and then their association or relationship between the other Idoma group gave rise to those names, and then intermarriage, and then inter-friendships. Maybe they have a Idoma friend, name their children after their friend, is that possibility. And marriage, intermarriage can also give rise to the Idoma names we have there. Actually, if you look at Uju politics, they are divided. The Ito people is looked at as Ipoto people. Then the Uju people, they are the original, or maybe look themselves as different from the Ipoto people, from Ito people. And sometimes they don't even agree. Even as I'm talking, they don't even agree so much. You think there's an agreement, but there's this disparity between the two. If you don't go deep into that, you may not know. So, actually, as I said before, they are part of the Idoma group. The difference is that they left early to Ora.
But when the northern settlers came, they just came not to conquer, just also migrating themselves. They found the place very hospitable, and they named it Sabongida, which interpreted means a new found land. They referred to the place as Sabongida amongst themselves. But would I say fortunately or unfortunately, the name Sabongida eventually almost took over. But the actual name, the Ora name for Sabongida is Eriobe. The name Sabongida Ora is a foreign name. It was given by the northern settlers many years ago when they first arrived this area, now known as Onwa, especially Oma West. They came, they settled, but they were already the Ora people here. And the name of the place is Erubi.
Okay, if you get to this Etulo people, you have a lot of names, the Idoma names there. Even this Kena. Kena have a lot of Idoma names. And then when you say Ocheche, what is the meaning of Ocheche? Ocheche means Ocheche. That is our Kwararafa language. Language from Kwararafa. That Ocheche means if somebody dies, another person will take over.
Yes.
They have that name. That is from the Kwararafa. Where did they get that name from?
There is also another in Idoma which says Ochieleche and Ochoha, which simply means when one tree falls, the bird will fly and perch on another tree. Yeah, so eventually, when somebody dies,
vacuum, there's another.
Exactly, somebody will come to replace it.
So these are, and then if you look at the names, the Igede names, the most of them are Idoma names, and the one that are Idoma names may be Ora. That's just the truth. No, there are no argument about it. And then the Igede, when they say they are not Idoma, it's mainly from the Oju extraction because of politics. They say that since they are minority within Idoma people, if they stick to Idoma, it means the political post will not get to them. But when they stand alone, they stand together. And then it is happening now. Okay, it's happening now. Look at, I think, in this present administration, Elias administration, they have a good post now over there. And maybe if they have not separated politically, they may not give them that post, because before they look at the serving local government before it get to them, it may be difficult. But I think it's better for them to look at what they are saying now from political point of view than origin. Okay, if Idoma people did not acknowledge them as Idoma people, why did they give the first or the highest post of Ochidoma to Ajenokwabi?
Who happens to be an Igede son?
Yes, Ajenokwabi, no matter how they look at him. You see, we know that he's an Igede person. No matter the
relationship between him and the late Ochidoma.
It's not even the problem. The problem is that they say it's from Edmoga. Okay, if you say Ajene to Edmoga, then the Igede is from Edmoga, because the Edmoga people were the original inhabitants from that land before the Igede joined them. Then some left and some stayed. Those who stayed got assimilated, just like the case of Ago and the Igbo people. When Ago went to the present Agila, there were 5 Igbo clans that also ran to settle there. Then Ago joined them. Ago assimilated them. They became part and parcel of Agila. And that when they have the problem, you hear of Olaje and then Aoche. The 5 Igbo clans were the Olajes. They have they don't become king, but they are the people that are crowned, the Agila king. So they give them this, if they refuse to crown any king, then there will be no kingship in Agila. So they balance it up. It's only because of modern civilization when they say, no, we should become this also, since we are equal now. But people say, no, with this, we are the original, the Ago people, so that's just this crisis now. So these things are there. This assimilation is there. The problem with Igede, but I will not say conservative, or maybe they refuse. It could have been better for them to allow some aspect of assimilation into the larger Idoma world, for them to move along with the Idoma people. It will cost them nothing. It really costs them nothing. It doesn't stop them from speaking their language. It doesn't stop them from using their culture. But right from the beginning, when we had the Idoma division, the Igedes were right. When the Idoma division, the Igede person will write Igede division from the origin.
I asked this question the other time, that if the Igedes are not separating themselves, the Idoma speaking areas, we have 9 local governments in Zone C here, which comprises of Agatu, Apa, Otukpo, Ohimini, Oju, Obi, Egumale, that is Ado, Opoku, and Obadibo.
Ohimini.
I've called Ohimini.
Oh, okay.
These are the 9 local governments that make up the Idoma zone. And there is a general, what do I call it, togetherness called the Idoma National Forum. When the other 7 local governments come together to form the Idoma National Forum, the Igedes extinguish themselves and form Uminyi Igede, which is also as the same as the Idoma National Forum. If there is anything to do with the Zone C people, when the Idoma National Forum come up with any communique with regard to issues in Zone C, the Igedes will also go and then come out with their own communique through the Uminyi Igedes. Why this division?
The fact is this, we don't force water into the mouth of a horse. If the Igedes have grown politically and otherwise, and they have decided they are no longer Idoma, as far as I am concerned, let it be you. Because right from the beginning, they have said no. Okay, when we are looking for a past state, they didn't join us. They didn't join us. And my advice to them is this: it is better for them to be a minority in Idoma land than to be a minority in TV land. That is the bitter truth. Because in Idoma land, the ratio is 3 local government, let's say 3.5 to 1.
Yeah.
That is 3.5 Idoma speaking local government to 1 Igede local government. That is how they have 2 and we have 7.
Yes.
Than to be a minority in TV land, which the ratio may be almost.
There are 14 local governments there.
Okay, which is 7 to 1.
Yes.
And the moment they are not with us, the TV will not accept them the way they are accepting them now. They are accepting them now just to disperse Idoma people. They
are using them to
disperse Idoma people.
Yes.
That is just the truth.
To cause division.
Culturally, an average TV man, yes, do not go to marry for Igede. They don't marry Igede women. It's just like a taboo. It means how will they relate? So the relationship they have now is purely
political ground.
And then if you look at the Methodist diocese created now. Now they have got their own arch diocese.
The Igede.
Yes, it means they have nothing to do with the Zone C Methodist something again. At archdiocesan level, or less at conference level, which is general.
Yes.
That is one of the many moves by them. And then when you say Idoma, they have their order too. That is like their own. Yes. When we talk of Idoma Atai, they have their own. These are signs that they are no longer
interested.
They are no longer with Idoma. Yes. And the Idoma people should accept
allow
their reality.
Them, yes, to go.
Because they refuse to be assimilated. And there is another reason, outside the Idoma land, when they meet, in a Idoma meeting, they interpret for them. And some people say, no, why should they interpret? When they say Idoma, why this interpretation? I give you one example. The Ufia people in Ado now, the people they call Utonkop,
yes.
They are allowed to be assimilated. An average Ufia person speak Idoma.
Yes.
At least on the degree of Idoma. Look at Akwa people. Originally, the Akwa people came from Ikwiro in Cross River.
Yes.
They came here to settle. an average Akwa person speak Idoma.
Exactly.
It doesn't stop them from speaking their own language. But for social purpose, they speak Idoma, general Idoma.
As a general language.
Yes, and they feel assimilated. They feel inside, not outside, but in this case, over the years, they refuse to understand Idoma language. And then when you talk, they say, yeah, they discriminate. And even when we call it, an average Idoma person look at Igede person as his brother or sister.
Exactly.
But an even average Igede person, so if I know you, they don't look at us as
a brother.
No.
At all.
They say,
look at you as an outsider.
And then they say that we underrate them, we discriminate. No. Even within ourselves, do we not discriminate? Within ourselves. Within the Idoma, we discriminate. We say these people are not civilized, and it's the same thing. Okay, even the Idoma people generally in history, they look at us as Apoto. And what is the Apoto? Okay, when you talk of Idoma nation, Otukpo is supposed to be the least.
In terms of population?
Population.
Yes.
But I don't know, divinely, it became the headquarters of Idoma.
Yes.
When the railway line was being constructed, a lot of workers from the east came to settle in Otukpo.
Yes.
And that was the time they were constructing the truncated road from the east, passing through Otukpo. It brought in a lot of development and people.
Exactly.
And then the seat of government was also moved from Okpoga to Otukpo around 1926. So all the administrations of Idoma, the seat of Idoma division, came to Otukpo, brought in a lot of civilization. The first school was established in Igumale around 1923. Then it was brought to Otukpo here as the central school, which brought all the Idoma children to Otukpo here. So because of that exposure, the Otukpo people became more civilized. And then naturally, people begin to look at the other Idoma people begin to look at them as being proud. I cannot compare myself with my age group that was born and bred up in Lagos. He's more civilized than me. That is just the truth. It's question
because
of exposure.
Of his level exposure, exactly.
And then an average my age group that was brought up in England is more civilized than the age group in Lagos. That is just the truth. That is just the truth. In civilization, it is always like that in human society. Some people are more exposed. These exposed people, they look at the other people as inferior. Naturally, it is true. That is just you see, in this life, when you look at studying nature very well, there are many things you don't even have to complain about. There are certain things that are natural, that we have to embrace as being natural. Even within our family group, let's say in a polygamous family, there are people of a particular side that is more educated.
Exactly.
They underrate the ones that are not educated, though they have the same father. It is like that.
Exactly. That is what I've just said.
It's natural. So I think it will be in a better interest of the Igede people
to calm down.
Instead of moving towards the things, let them move towards Idoma.
With the Idoma people.
To help them. Okay, look at what is going on now. The Minister for Works, they are trying to construct this transcended road is passing Otukpo. Yeah. And the man said that we are going to construct another one from Otukpo to Ebonyi. That is
through Oju.
Not Oju. It's passing through Aguila.
Okay.
To this main factory there. The company there, they are going to sponsor the construction. Okay, normally they want from Abuja. Yeah. That federal was supposed to pass through Oju. That work has been on. But since they are not aligned with the majority here, who is paying for them?
Nobody.
Who is paying for them? Whether you like it or not, these are the reality in politics. Okay, look at the present dispensation. Akome is there now. Yes. Because of his position there now. Because of his position now, we have the TV person as Minister for Water Resources. Has he mentioned anything about this to be water works, which is federal project? He has not. And another person, TV person has been appointed as in charge of this federal housing and something.
Exactly. Recently.
That is their own. And they are not looking, an average person, TV person is not looking as a Idoma person as part of Benin State too. They are not. These are the reality. But to me, as far as I am concerned, it is a good improvement. The Idoma people should come out with their own agenda. If they like, they can come together and develop Idoma land in their own way. In their own way. To compete with this thing.
Collective brother.
Yes, they can do it. Let them just idle say they are taking on. If they are strong, be strong. You look at Igede people. No, before this time, the Ibila people, the Amekos, they are the most educated group in Igede land, and they occupy the better post. That's just the truth. The Ito people are mostly commercial people, traders. The Ainu, mostly they are warriors. The Upa people, they are petty traders, and they patronize this Western something more labor much. That's just the politics there. And then when you look at yet they are one Igede.
According to history, the Igede people that came to Ora, where they settled in Ora, they said the place is called Sabongida. That is number one. I'm coming. The place the Igede people settled is called Sabongida. And our people that migrated from the Kwararafa until today, what pushes us from there in most cases is war. And this war they say is called Efonya. Efonya and Sabongida. Sabongida is a Hausa language. And Efonya in our place here, that is horse war. Our people are not associated with using horses. It is only the Hausas that use horse. What is our relationship with the Hausas with regards to our migration?
The Hausas, there are two patterns there. First of all, the chieftaincy rivalries that came up after the fall of Queen Amina.
Yeah.
The Hausa soldiers that are used to be on horseback, so they use they ride on the horse with their long spear to bring us back to that kingdom. So we are brought back, but they couldn't. That people that went very far, as far as for Ida, Aziz, they were not able to reach there. So they turned back. Then the second, do I call it cavalry?
Yes.
The soldiers on horseback came from the Fulani Jihad of Osumadafodio. That was the latest.
Okay.
That was what brought many persons to this Idoma land. And they have their totems. Totems. The people believe that when the Hausa were coming, after they have passed a certain place, red monkeys came and danced to remove their footsteps.
Yes.
The mark, their footprints on the distance. And when the jihadists came, they saw monkeys. So they went back.
Footstep, yes.
And that's why red monkey has become the today. They don't eat it. Adoka, yes, Adoka trees are onto black monkey.
Yes.
Eka.
Yes.
And some red monkeys, okonobos, the others on python.
Yes.
So when the jihadists were pursuing them, python came and make a bridge across the stream. Then they passed through, and immediately they passed through, the python left. Then when the jihadists came, they couldn't cross. They went back. You understand? That is to say that there are different type of forces that move up from that place. So actually, we ran away from Hausas. We don't want to be part of them. We don't want to be part of their religion. That's why we ran. We ran away. And to that we say Sabongida. Sabongida, in history we don't have anything. The Hausa name over there.
Yes.
The only Hausa name we have in the south.
Yes.
that I cannot even relate it is these Auchi people. Jesus told us that the Bauchi people physically went and settled there. They are the Auchi people now, and that is why there is a lot of Muslims in that houses in Edo State. Instead of Bauchi, you have Auchi. And then we talk of Sabongida. Sabongida, normally, when Asa gives Sabongida, it's different from their own inhabitant. In Kano, we have a Sabongiri, and Sabongiri is mostly inhabited by the non-Muslims, the non-Kano people, outside the city wall. So the people there, I'm not sure they have any Hausa population to the extent of giving it Sabongida at that time. We are talking something about 10th to 11th century. It's not present. I am disputing it that there could have been nothing like that. It's just I think it's
does it mean that
people's imagination,
yes,
what they feel like.
When our people were migrating from the Kwararafa, that there are no Hausas
with us? No. Hausa came later as traders. After the settlement, they came as traders. They were not. Even there are Gatu people that most of them have become Muslims now. You don't think the history did not tell that talk about Hausa. And yes, the only place we have Hausa settlement,
yes,
historically is Igumale.
Was that where the Efonia started from?
No. I believe the Hausa person, their proto-Hausa father there, came with them to join them, to live with them. Up to now, as I'm talking, you have the Abapas as part and parcel of Igmale clan. Most of them are still Muslims. And they only call them Abapa. And when you talk about Abapa, what's the origin of Abapa? Igbo gave them that name.
The Hausas are called the Abapa.
I know that. I'm telling you the origin. The origin. You know, people call a bag Akpa.
Oh.
So you know how in those days they hang a bag on their shoulder.
Yeah. So
they say people that carry bag. Ubu Akpa. It becomes their name. That is like a nickname. If not, they ask the Igbo person, they look at us as the Gambaris. You understand, the Gambaris. But Obakwa, so Abakwa has become a name that they identify Hausa with. So the same thing applies to Igbo. That is the only community in Idoma that we have that settled with them formally. Even though to people that came from Ukari, they did not come with Abakwa person. Abakwa person came later. And that is why we have Abakwa as a name, as something to put here. Later they came, but they didn't come with us.
I still want to ask this question. You made mention of a religious war, disparities between us and we, the non-Muslims, and the Muslims. Does it mean that this religious problem started right from ages?
Yes, you know, historically, Islam, Muhammad was born around 610 after the death of Jesus Christ. And then gradually, he became entangled, not even entangled now, began to trade for Hadija, the person that later became his wife. And then when he was trading with that, trading for that woman, he made a lot of good contact with the Syrian Christians. Then he got converted anyway. But when he went to the church, he felt that the church was sleeping. The vision he had was more than what was happening in the church or in that religion. Then he opted to join the region of his people at that time with the new one he got. Even when he started, he became an enemy to his own people. They wanted to kill him. That is why he had to run to Medina, where his uncle had to be saved. That is to say that originally they were not Muslims. it was Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, that brought Islam to them, the new religion.
And they were converted.
They converted. Even the Hausa states in Nigeria, we are pagans, completely pagans. 2 attempts was made to convert them. It was the second one led by Usman Danfodio.
That succeeded.
They succeeded. And it spread like wildfire. You understand? And it was by force. He forced them to become Islam, to become
Muslim.
Yes, to be worshipper of one God against the multiple gods that people are worshiping. So it started as early as the Usman Danfodio War, long time ago. And the Idoma people, the Bajis, a lot of Nohausa refused to be converted. They ran away. But along the line, due to socialization and others, so now joining now, so become Muslim. The Agatus, they ran. Yet, they just got up with them. That's why we just go to Ogules. Most of them are Muslims. So we have more Agatu Muslims in Idoma land than any other Idoma people. It's part of socialization, the way I look at it.
So, based on the disparities that is coming up between the Idomas, the Igedes, and whichever tribe or clan that is in Nigeria, what advice will you have for our upcoming generation with regards to this type of discrimination?
I don't want to look at this as discrimination, but I want to look at this as a part of awareness. You see, when people become aware of what they are, they begin to agitate for self-right. So, my advice is that let us try as much as we can to look at ourselves as one, politically and otherwise. Because, okay, if you look at even the Zone C, we don't belong to, we have not agreed on the Idoma. It's not really accepted. It came from different people, different fathers, but we have agreed to become Idoma children. You understand? So politically, since the Igedes, let's look at them as a political Idoma. Since they have become political Idoma people, I think it's better for them to unite with us as a nation, as one people. The problem with Nigeria that we're having now is that Nigeria, the amalgamation of 1914, actually tried to merge us together as a nation. But political happening now is separating us from being a nation. Now each state is looking at itself as a nation, if at all, as we have divided into petty group out of particularism, sectionalism, all that. We are not looking at ourselves as one Nigeria again. And then they look at the center as a place where the booty are for each person to go and grab as much as he can, for himself first, so not for his constituency, himself first. And then the small bits, maybe to political friends, before it take on further. So let us look. My advice is that God has brought us together as one nation now. Let us fight as one nation. Let Idoma people fight as one Idoma. Forget about the political differences. There must be differences. Even husband and wife. There is politics in the family. We have to agree to
come into compromise.
We can't go in spite of the differences. Let us move along. We have to move. So let the Idoma people, first of all, move along. Let the Igede people move along. But doing that will not help. Okay, look at somebody went and brought university to them. And then over just matter of geographical location, they fought. I don't know what the fate of that university again. Why those small things? Okay, the location of College of Education, they say, why should it be here with you? That's why the college is located at Ogenge. I told them that whether Ogenge, not Ogenge, whether it doesn't remove any, forget about nomenclature. Forget about it. It is located in Igede land. You are getting the benefit. Forget about those small things. And that is what Idoma should do. small things, let's leave it alone.
Thank you so much.
So let us look at what can unite us. We have a lot of things to fight for. Look at the abandoned water works at Totobi. Supposed to give us about 6 to 5. How do we convince the then Minister for Water Resources now to complete that project for us? That should be our priority now.
Exactly.
That is just the truth. Look at the NCC headquarters in Otuko here. How do we convince the person in charge?
It has become an abandoned project.
How do we convince them to complete it for us? Look at our stadium. How do we convince Senator
Minister of Sports
to complete it for within these are the small things we are talking. How do we convince the Federal Minister of Works to complete the road from Agatu down through Oju to Cross River? There are many things that should bring us together. Let us look at those things first. Then looking at I am not Idoma. Whether Igede and Idoma doesn't remove anything from Idoma. If somebody say, Onche, give me your opinion, I say, let them have their own Oshidoma, whatever they have. They are matured. Do you expect your son, who is married and matured, to remain with you forever? He has to go and settle his own home. If that is what they want, so it be. For the sake of peace. If that will make them happy, fine. Does it reduce anything from us? If they are Igede, do you have any resources that has been coming to us that if they go, the resources will no longer come to us? No. What do we stand to gain? Or what are we gaining from them now? And what shall we lose if they are no longer with us? Nothing. To me, let them be. Let us have peace. In time, they will still come back. Look at German. They were divided, Western and Eastern German. Are they not one German today? Look at the Korea. They were one Korea before. They separated to some extent. They came together. It's only now that they are trying to... one day they will still come together. Things happen like that. And with time, people should come together again. So no problem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What our elder is saying, in essence, is that we should hang on to what brings us together more than those things that will separate us.
Yes.
United we stand and divided we fall. Remember that we are all from one place, from same place. Let that unity stand. And the division that is coming to divide us, we should shave it aside and focus on what will bring about development to Idoma land.
Let the language unite us. The Idoma.
Odanka doko poka kole mapa TV. Alabo date no ya haje ka bolona ku YouTube a. Abona labo doa owo choge ho hacho. Ihotu lumeiku.